Hello friends, I welcome you all for a lecture on transportation model. This is one of the lectures for the course Operations Research. So in this lecture we will discuss the concept of transportation problem or transportation model. So basically what is the transportation model? We know that the location of a new factory, warehouse or distribution center is a strategic issue with the substantial cost implications. Most companies consider and evaluate several locations, with a wide variety of objective and subjective factors to be considered. Rational decisions are to be made with respect to some quantitative techniques. So, one of those techniques is the transportation modeling. Transportation models are described in this module prove that they are useful when considering alternative facility locations within the framework of an existing distribution system. Each new potential plant, warehouse, or distribution center will continue to be located with respect to different allocation of shipments, depending upon its own production and shipping costs, the costs of each existing facility. The choice of a new location depends on which will yield the minimum cost for the entire system. So here the aim of transportation model. Whenever we deal with the transportation problem, we are interested to optimize the cost. That means our objective is to minimize the total transportation cost. This thing always remains in our mind. Now what is the transportation problem? Truly speaking, the transportation problem is a special type of LPP, that is linear programming problem, where the objective is to minimize the cost of distributing a product from a number of sources or origins to a number of destinations. The transportation modeling finds the least cost means of shipping supplies from several origins to various destinations. Origin points or sources can be manufacturing factories or production factories, warehouses or car rental agencies or any other points from which the goods are to be shipped. Now the destinations are any points that receive the goods. Now to use the transportation model, we need to know the following things, such as the origin points and the capacity or supply per period for each unit, the destination points and the demand per period at each of the locations, and the cost of shipping per unit for each origin to each destinations. So these are the concepts where we deal with the transportation problem. As we use the linear programming problem, in linear programming problem there is a special method, numerical method we use. Iterative method is the simplex method, and that method is not suitable for solving the transportation problems. Therefore these problems require the special method of solution. Now let us see how the network looks for a transportation problem. Whenever we are dealing with the transportation problems, our objective is to minimize the total cost of transportation. But while doing this, we should know the supplying capacities of each of the sources and the demands at each of the destinations. Also, along with supplies at sources and demand at destinations, we should know the unit cost of transportation from each of the sources to all of the destinations. Per unit cost should be known, and that is to be represented as CIJ. CIJ stands for unit cost of transportation. That means if you want to transport a single unit from source 1 to nth, so here cost will be CIN. or from 1 to 2 it will be C12. I stands for the ith source, J stands for jth destination. So these combinations are usually quoted in the table of transportation model, where we will be interested to determine the total cost of transportation such that the supply and demand rim conditions are satisfied. That means total supplying capacity should be utilized and total demand at all the destinations should be fulfilled. So this is the concept in transportation model. Now let us see what are the characteristics of transportation model. The transportation model, as it deals with the supply and requirement conditions, here whenever we transport the products from sources to destinations, these products are homogeneous. Homogeneous means of the same type, and we are interested to determine the minimum transportation cost. So first characteristic is a product is to be transported from a number of sources to a number of destinations at the minimum possible cost. Second characteristic is each source is able to supply a fixed number of units of the product. So keep in mind, each source is able to supply a fixed number of units of the product. That means for each source its supplying capacity is fixed, and for each destination its demand is fixed for the same product. That means the products which are available at the sources, they have fixed supplying capacity, and for the destinations they have fixed demand per period. Now third characteristic is the linear programming model, that is LPP, has constraints for supply at each source and demand at each destinations. That means the constraints, restraints or limitations are there for each of the source and destinations. All the constraints are equalities in a balanced transportation model where supply equals to demand. So here in a balanced transportation problem, the supplying capacity, if we make the summation of the supplying capacities, that is always equal to the quantity demanded. In a transportation problem, if the sum of supplies is equal to the sum of demands, that problem is called as balanced transportation problem. Sometimes the problem is not balanced, that means supply and demand are not equal. So such a problem is called as unbalanced transportation problem. So whenever we go for obtaining the solution for transportation problem, we have to balance that problem first by using a dummy source or dummy destination, and we have to give the costs as zero cost elements so that the final solution does not get affected. I have quoted here one example here. One problem is taken here for the discussion. So this is the transportation model problem where we have to minimize the total transportation cost. So here for each of the source, sometimes it is called as origin, its supplying capacities are mentioned to the right hand side of the table. On the right hand side there is the supply capacity of each of the source is mentioned, while for each of the destinations D1, D2, D3, D4 and D5, its respective demand is mentioned along the columns. So if we check whether this problem is balanced or not, if we add the supply rim conditions, here total comes here 125, and if we sum or add the total demand, that is also 125. That means this problem is balanced transportation problem. It is not like the assignment problem where we decide the problem is balanced or not based on the number of rows or columns. This condition is not required in transportation problem. Here we say the problem is balanced when the supply and demand is equal. Then only problem is balanced. It doesn't matter whether how many rows are there, how many columns are there, but the sum of supplies and sum of demands must be same to have a balanced transportation problem. So what are these numbers given in the table? In this table, the various combinations of unit cost of transportation are given. That means, what is this number 10? 10 is the cost per unit for transporting a single unit from S1 to D1. For transporting a single unit from S1 to D2, the cost of transportation is 2. Similarly, from S1 to D3, transporting a single unit from source S1 to destination D3, the unit cost of transportation is 3. Similarly, for each of the combinations, for each of the source and destination conditions, the unit cost of transportation is mentioned. All these costs are unit costs of transportation. That means if you want to transport a single product from respective source to a corresponding destination, then its unit cost of transportation is mentioned in the given table. So this is a problem table where we are interested to determine the minimum cost of transportation. Let us discuss here the applications of transportation model. Usually our objective is to minimize the transportation cost, but with the aspects of minimization of cost, here the various applications are mentioned to minimize the shipping cost, that is transporting goods from one place to another. Determine low cost location. With the use of transportation model, we can determine which is the destinations that has the lowest cost of transportation. Then we can find the minimum cost of production schedule, right? And last one, that is the military distribution system, where to minimize the distance to be traveled or to minimize the cost of transportation, this model is also helpful. Now if we look at the types of transportation problem, as we mentioned, based on the supply and demand conditions, we can say the problem is balanced or not. If the total supply equals the total demand, then the problem is said to be balanced transportation problem. And if this condition doesn't meet, then it is called as unbalanced transportation problem. Now if we look at the solution of transportation problem, it passes through at least two phases. That is, first phase is to obtain the initial basic feasible solution. In short, it is called as IBFS. So there are various methods for obtaining the initial basic feasible solution. The outcome or the total minimum cost may vary method to method. So first method is northwest corner rule. It is also called as NWCR. Next method is row minimum method, column minimum method, least cost method, and Vogel's approximation method, that is VAM. So least cost method is also called as matrix minimum method. So we will discuss NWCR, least cost method, and Vogel's approximation method in this lecture series. Once the IBFS is obtained, next step is to check the optimality of solution. There are two methods for checking the optimality of solution. First method is stepping stone method, and next method is MODI method, that is modified distribution method. So we will discuss in the course of time, which is on our syllabus, that is modified distribution method, for obtaining the optimum solution to the transportation problem. Thank you for watching the video.